Today I got an awesome special guest, none other than Kyle Savage.
Hi, I'm Kyle Savage. Welcome to Definitely Miami TV, and we are going to talk about some of my savage straight boy stories.
Stay tuned, you're gonna love this episode. Cocks and cocktails, just the tip. Very special edition of Definitely Miami podcast edition. This is beautiful.
Definitely Miami.
Definitely Miami.
We're definitely in Miami.
Miami is a beautiful place with beautiful people, beautiful buildings, beautiful culture, beautiful food. It's just this perfect combination. That's why they call it the Magic City. But what I love most about Miami is it attracts people like you. I'm sitting here today with my good friend who I just met a couple of months ago, Kyle Savage. Savage. He's a savage.
I'm a savage.
I think they're going to make a song about him, or after somebody sees this podcast, I think we're going to have to make a whole show.
Megan Thee Stallion wrote a song about me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking savage. So you are from, I want to talk a little bit about you.
Okay, sure.
I want to talk a little bit about New York, a little bit about Miami.
Okay.
And then I know we've had a couple of conversations, some very special conversations.
Very special.
I want you to share some conversations.
I'm happy to share. Happy to share.
Oh, so he's not into monogamy. He's going to fit in well here in Miami. So a little bit about you. Where were you born? Where you were raised? Tell me about you.
I was born in Long Island,
Tragic.
in New York.
Yes.
Where you also are from.
Our lives are tragedies.
I lived in New York my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I recently have been getting into the real estate investing game. I own an Airbnb in New York and Long Beach.
Okay, for those of you that don't know, Long Beach is a little bit like Miami.
Yes.
It's like a slice of Miami on Long Island.
With a lot worse water.
Yeah. Great beaches if you like waves that are going to take your life away. Maybe risk getting bit by a shark, but it has brown sand and brown water and a lot of seaweed. But the bars.
The bars are great. Great
bars
bar
and the restaurants
scene.
are awesome.
Yeah, you can go out on a Tuesday. Everyone knows each other. It's really tight knit. But at the same time, Miami, I said to my mom yesterday, right, that I could live here for 10 years and probably eat at a different restaurant every single day.
Yeah.
And find different restaurants. And that's one of the things I love about Miami. It's so cultured. There's so much to do. It's such an accessible city.
Well, you know why that is, right? Because restaurants last here for 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's not that they go out of business. They open up, they get that. It's like the old club scene in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Where the clubs would open up, it'd be like the hottest club, and then all of a sudden, 6 months later, it would shut down, but then 3 months later, it would open up with a whole different theme.
Yeah. But so that's sick, the transience of it.
Yes.
That's what I love. It's very transient.
We have short attention spans here in Miami. I think everybody's on Adderall here, or maybe, the city was built on cocaine and cocaine money. But it's crazy here.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. And I was telling someone yesterday, a girlfriend at lunch, it's hotter in New York right now than it is in Miami.
I mean, look at this. We're sitting
on
right next to the water.
There's ocean.
You're in a jacket. We're not sweating a bit.
No.
Palm trees, and I don't know what kind of trees.
The humidity is not as bad as New York.
No.
And then you go to New York in the winter, and it's like you're freezing.
Yeah.
New York City, it's gray, it's dirty, it's smelly. There's rats, there's crime. You can't take a subway.
Sounds so sexy.
It's not my favorite place.
Have I ever told you some of my sexcapades?
No.
That sounds like one of my sexcapades.
Oh my God! Even with the rats crawling around.
Well, I gotta see some of the hoes I've been with. So let's talk about growing up in Long Island.
Okay.
Now, Long Island is, we all know the story of Levittown.
Yeah.
Levittown was one of the first planned communities ever in the world.
Yeah.
It was built in the 1940s and 50s. Long Island has been portrayed on so many different TV shows and different movies as being like the model suburbia.
Yeah.
Us and I think Long Island and LA.
Yeah, I can see that.
What was your experience like growing up?
Yeah, definitely very suburban. Definitely very suburban. So I went to private school. I lived in one of those suburban communities where it's just kind of like what you see on TV, like soccer games and soccer moms with the orange peels and like.
Oh,
like,
yes, that
you know
was
what I
always the
mean?
best at the
Like, at the
sports camps. Yeah,
games, like-
halftime. Okay, they're gonna eat the oranges.
Yes,
Yeah.
like I grew up doing a lot of theater, as shocking as that may be. And
I wouldn't have never thought
I grew up
that
doing a lot
you
of
did
theater.
anything else besides theater.
No.
Now I just found out you played soccer. You ate orange.
I eat oranges. I
Uh-huh.
played soccer for like a hot minute when I was like 6.
Right, yeah.
But I actually run a theater in New York right now.
Do you really?
In Port Washington, yeah.
Okay. Well, oh wait a minute. What's the name of the theater? I think I know it.
It's called Shining Studios.
Really?
It's a children's theater company.
Oh wow.
And I run that. That's one of my passions. And, you know, the families are great. It's, again, very suburban. Like, moms, like, making cupcakes and cookies for bake sales and, like, carpools.
Fantastic.
Like it really, really is, like, a very suburban, like, area.
So that is something, you know, listen, my whole life I played sports. I was very competitive.
Yeah.
Played a very high level of sports. I did like the school play in grammar school, but when I got to high school, you know, you spent so much time playing sports, and I
Yes.
liked being an entertainer. I didn't realize how much I liked entertainment and creativity till about 5 years ago when I got into doing media. I made the transition from banking into media. What is it, why do you think that most people that get involved in the theater, you're either in theater or you're in sports? You know, the two usually don't mix.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's funny because I actually see a lot of mixing.
Okay.
And
Well, obviously you're half Italian and half what?
half black, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like to call
From
it.
the waist down, ladies
I-
and boys.
I actually like to call it Blatalian.
Okay, yes.
People are like, oh, what are you? I'm like, I'm Blatalian.
Yeah.
Half
Yeah,
black, half Italian.
Yeah, it's
How
great.
hot does that sound, Blatalian?
Well, you know the whole story about Italy being overrun by the Africans.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I mean, if you're Italian,
I've heard that.
you have African DNA in you.
People always make jokes with me about that anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I do see a mix between sports and, you know, athletics and also theater and the arts, because we have so many kids that come to us.
Yeah.
And like these kids today, they're like jam-packed. They're like, oh, they have soccer from 4 to 5:15. Then like from 5:25 to like 6:07, they have religion. Then from like 6:10 to like 8:09, they come to me. Then they have like 10 minutes to shower. Then they have their math tutor. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy right now.
See, that's why I kind of like, we're in a little bit different generation.
Yeah.
I kind of like the way that I grew up where, you know, you played football, you played baseball, and you had like time, a couple months off in between.
Yeah.
Then you had the summer off to do whatever
Yeah,
you wanted.
yeah, yeah.
Now these kids that are playing sports now, they're in theater or music. I mean, music is a big thing now.
Yeah.
It's nonstop. Baseball
yeah.
is all year round.
All year round.
Football is all year round. You know, and what I don't like to me, I think that the youth need to be well-rounded.
For sure.
And if you're just playing one sport all year round, you're in this cocoon
Yes.
of just being with the same kids or the same people all year round.
Exactly.
You don't learn anything else that you might like.
Exactly. So that's one other thing I like about theater. It really stretches people out of their comfort zone. You know what I mean? Like, it teaches you public speaking coaching.
Yeah.
It teaches you confidence building.
Yes.
It teaches you stage presence. It teaches you engagement, like
Right.
how to sit across from someone and actually engage them.
Right.
Not just like blend in. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. I think, you know, and I was big in the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
Both my sons are Eagle Scouts. And I would always say, whenever I would talk with the parents who would bring their kids down thinking about joining, and I would say, look, when they go to school, they learn, you know, the 3 R's. If they're involved in sports, they learn a little bit about teamwork and everything
Yeah.
else. You know, if they go to church or synagogue or whatever, they learn a little bit about faith. And that Boy Scouts kind of fills that extra void, that
Yeah.
part of the party that's not there. And I think theater does the same
For
thing.
sure.
A lot of people, all of our lives, once you become an adult, you need to be able to speak in front of people. You need to be able to go up to people and just say hello to people.
Like how we met at the Montreal.
Exactly. And
You're going to have to tell them the story.
I will tell
of
them
how
the
we
story,
met.
indeed. And I think that if you get involved or if you're in the theater when you're younger, one of our biggest fears as human beings is being up in front of
100%.
people.
Yes.
And when you face, no matter what in life, when you face your fears and you overcome your fears, say, that wasn't that bad. Even if you screw up,
Yeah.
you say, that's great.
I think everyone should take a theater class at one point in their life,
Yeah.
or an acting class, just so you know you can incorporate it into your personal life, your professional life. No matter what career or where you find yourself in life, everyone's going to need the ability to get up on stage, whether you're a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
And you're getting up in front of a courtroom, whether you're a CEO of a company, you're getting up in front of a board meeting. Like, no matter who you are, there's always going to be some time where you have to interact with the public.
Right.
And, you know, have that confidence to get up and get out there.
Exactly.
So
super, super important.
it's such a great skill. It's such a great skill.
So let's talk about how we met.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know, was it like a month, 2 months ago? I don't know.
I think
I mean, like, I know you from, like, of course I checked you out. We know a lot of the same people back home. But this is the interesting thing. So our friend Melissa, one of my besties, who runs Epic Talk, she's freaking awesome.
The best. We love
her.
Melissa.
First of all, she's a hurricane of energy. When she enters a room, everybody pays attention to her. Might have something to do with the fact that she's 5'10", an absolute knockout, and she has no fear of speaking or saying hello to people.
Yeah,
and
she's
is
amazing.
is a dynamite business person.
Yes.
Okay, so she's got it. She's well put together. I'm upstairs just relaxing on a Saturday afternoon. She calls me and she says, "I'm on Lincoln Road. Let's get together for a drink." And she's like, "Come to Lincoln Road." I said, "Oh, absolutely not. Let's meet at the Mondrian because I'm a member there."
For sure.
I just moved out of my apartment recently and I'm renegotiating and get back into and buying another unit there. So Melissa calls me and says, "Come and meet me at on Lincoln Road. I'm on Lincoln Road. Let's have a drink." I said, "Absolutely not." I said, "Well, let's go to the Mondrian. I'm a member there."
For sure.
So we meet at the Mondrian. We have like a little lunch. We have a little shrimp cocktail, a little whatever, a little salad. We have a drink. The drinks were horrible because we were at the restaurant. And I said, "Come on, let's go over by the bar." Go over to the bar, and I see this guy. And I said, we're sitting next to him because I need to know what's going on with this package. Little did I know we're from the same neighborhoods.
Same neighborhood.
Yes.
I forgot what I was wearing that day. I think I was wearing like a long, like flowy kimono.
Yes,
it was
you
like
were.
blowing in the wind.
You were definitely Miami. So we meet, we start talking, and boom, we develop this relationship
start
right
drinking.
away. Yeah, it helps when you're drinking.
A few Casamigo shots.
The next time we do this,
Yeah.
because I want you to do this on a regular basis, but I want to bring in a third person.
Okay.
Let's make it a threesome.
I'm down.
And we need to have some tequila
Cocktails.
with us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Cocktails. Cocks and cocktails, we'll call it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, done. Love it. Two of my favorite things. Say less.
Cocks and cocktails.
Say less.
Oh, I love it. That should be the theme of this one. It's great. So we met, we started talking, and right away, boom.
Boom.
It was a connection. And we said, within 5 minutes, I said, we are doing a TV show.
Yes.
This is what we're going to do. It's going to be bop, 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 because you have a very special knack, which we're going to get to in a little bit, okay?
I don't know if you'd call it a knack, more like a talent.
Yes.
Talent, maybe a curse. I don't
Okay.
know. We'll let the viewers decide.
Okay. So what do you think? So obviously you love coming to Miami.
Love Miami.
What is it about Miami? Let's talk. Let's on this segment. Let's talk about why you love Miami so much.
Okay. I mean, I think it's just a hub for so many things, right? So I've seen Miami change a lot over the past, I'd say maybe like 5-ish years.
Okay.
So like growing up, right? Like in high school, so I'm 30 now, which is like crazy to think that I'm like, I feel like old.
Yeah.
But I'm 30 now. Growing up in high school.
You don't look a day over 29.
Growing up in high school, you feel like Miami, it's like, oh, like you go to party, blah, 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 like spring break in college, which definitely, obviously, like if you've ever been at like SLS in April, like you know it's obviously still that.
Yeah, it's a freak show.
Yeah, American Horror Story, spring break.
Yes.
But when you, like, you know, look at it from a different lens, right? It's such a hub for business.
Yes.
There's so many business opportunities here. I mean, every time I come to Miami, I make a different connection. And it's just like who you know. Like Melissa always says, you're one connection away.
Yes.
This is a hub for crypto, for real estate, for culture. There's so much going on down here.
Yeah.
Like they just announced, I think, like the other day, that Miami is like, at the conference I was at, Epic Talks with Melissa, Miami is the #1 real estate in the entire nation right now. #1 real estate.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be down here. I mean, how can you not? The weather, the people, the vibe, like it's just good vibes.
Yeah.
Like if you follow my Instagram, I say I'm the curator of good vibes. I'm very, very into vibes. Like if the vibe isn't good, like if my vibe isn't good with your vibe, if we're not like rocking together, like I totally like feed off that energy.
Yeah.
And every time I come to Miami, I'm just like happy. Like I feel like I can breathe. And then it's like you see that plane pulling back up to JFK and you're like, fuck. It's like the land of doom again.
Yes. Yeah. You know, I always say that there's something so magical. First of all, when you're flying into Miami and you see the water is green and you see the buildings, and then you land, and then
the palm trees,
and then when you're in the Uber coming on 836 and the buildings just rise up on the horizon, you're like, It's like that feeling we would get when we were kids and we take like a family trip into Manhattan.
Yes.
And you'd be on the LIE or you'd be on, whatever, and all of a sudden you would start to see the buildings. And
yeah.
you'd say, oh my God, we're going to Manhattan, we're going to New York City. Meanwhile, we live 20 minutes away. We live 15 miles away from New York City.
15 miles.
But it was just that crazy thing, and that's the magic of Miami. I feel that Miami is this perfect mix of people that want to come here because they know what it's this land or this city where anything is possible.
Yeah.
Like what I've been able to do in media, I could never have done if I stayed in New York because there were people that started working in media. They started interning in media while they were, still in college. And then they worked for 5 to 10 years before they even got a chance of being on camera or doing
100%.
anything. Forget about even trying to film anything. Like if you tried to do this in New York.
Oh my God, the cops would shut you down.
Where's your permit? Where's this? You'd have the sidewalk supers coming by saying, you can't film here. What are you doing?
It's the land of no. That's what I always call it, the land of no.
And Miami's the land of yes.
It's the land of opportunity.
Si se puede.
The land
in
of
Spanish
opportunity.
we say si se puede.
Si se puede.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
So that is the theme, is everybody wants to move to Miami.
Yeah.
We have seen real estate take a huge spike in the past year.
For sure.
But I don't know if Craig Stugnicki said this the other day at Epic Talks, but I have heard him say this in the past, and he said variations of it, and I've always said it as well. When we had the crash, when you were still in junior high, and we had the crash of real estate in 2008, Miami was number one. It was Miami and Vegas were the two places that crashed the most. It took us so long to recover. Our prices have been on a steady incline, but a very gradual incline. Whereas every other major city has, they're not only have they recovered, but they recovered within a year or two, and they've just been on a tear.
Yeah.
If you look at where prices are right now in Miami to where they were in 2008, it's on just a nice, steady, gradual incline. Yes, in the past 2 years we have had a spike up.
For sure.
But we're at the same price inclines as where everybody else has been. The other major cities, Boston, New York, Chicago, DC, LA, Atlanta, the Carolinas, we're on the same exact trajectory, just that we were so far behind, we lagged, that we finally caught up. And truth be told, when people complain about paying $3,000 or $4,000 for a one-bedroom apartment with with this kind of view, like they need to get smacked in the face, right?
I mean, I rented a house for a while in New York.
Okay.
It was in Port Washington, where my company is.
Yeah.
And before I bought my beach house in Long Beach, I rented a house in Port. It was 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths.
Right.
And it was $3,000.
Okay. For a whole house.
For a whole house.
In Port Washington.
In Port Washington.
35 minutes by train into Manhattan to go to,
Yeah. Not bad. I mean, if you're getting a 1 bed with a view like this for $3,000, I mean, how can you beat it? How can you beat waking up and seeing this view every day?
I come out every morning, 6:30, 7 in the morning. I come out and I have my coffee. Well, when I go to work, because I'm usually in the studio early, but you cannot beat this.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you keep prices depressed, what happens is I think we've seen so many businesses that have come here in the past 2 years. Major businesses. We just had Citadel Group. It's owned by the wealthiest businessman in the state of Illinois.
Oh, wow.
He just moved his company here. 400 employees.
Nice.
400 employees, average net worth over $1 million, average annual salary over $250,000, right? So he just moved the entire company here. If prices stayed depressed, the type of people that you attract in are people that are not they're not financially successful, and they're going to have roommates, and that's what we saw.
Yeah.
Now in the past 2 years, now we're attracting those businesses because they say, well, people that are successful want to live around other people that are successful.
Yes.
With a little sprinkling in of the artists or of the starving artists or the people that are just trying to make it.
Yeah.
It seems like for the past, from 2008 to 2020, it was mostly everybody was just trying to make it here in Miami.
Yeah.
And now since quarantine, it's become, oh no, this is where all successful people live.
It's true. Like I said, every time I come here, I make a new connection.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even live here full time yet. I'm hopefully soon at the Mondrian, we can be neighbors.
So how'd that go when you looked at it at the unit?
Yeah, it went really well. Yeah. So we're gonna make an offer.
Okay.
And it's right. It has the perfect view of Biscayne.
Yeah.
So
What floor is it on?
It's on the 7th.
Beautiful.
7th floor. So yeah, I'm really excited. That's
Okay.
going to be awesome. But I mean, the people that I've met, like Airbnb investors, entrepreneurs,
Right.
real estate moguls, like master connectors, like Melitza, like
See, like 5
I've
years
met-
ago, you might not have met all these
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
5 years ago, you might, oh yeah, I'm a party promoter. Oh, I rent out
Exactly,
yachts. So
exactly.
I work at 3 different restaurants. And then, oh yeah, the fourth person you met would be like, oh, a banking executive.
Yeah.
Or own like, a ton of real estate.
And those are like the people that me personally, like at this point in my life, I want to like surround myself with. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
High profile, high net worth people
Yeah.
with like-minded goals who share the same vision as me.
I love it.
And I've been able to I'm slowly starting to be able to build that community in Miami. And like I said, I'm down here like every 3 weeks, probably every 3 weeks I come down. Just like pop in for a business or a
Right.
meeting or like
Good.
to look at properties.
It's a good time.
Visit friends.
It's a good time. When you get a property here, you'll do the reverse. You'll spend most of your time
exactly.
here, and then you go back up to New York
Exactly.
for a week. That's what I do.
Yeah, so that's the goal, is to be flipping, always be having passive income. So the house on the beach does really well. So when that's rented for the summer, I'll come down here. You know what I mean? Like just like flip flop.
Yeah. So let's shift gears now. Now we're going into part 3.
Oh gosh.
This is
part
this.
three.
So if you've made it this far, this is the juicy part.
Oh my gosh.
When I first met him at the Mondrian, and this was after a couple of glasses of tequila.
Oh yeah. Several glasses
Yes,
of tequila.
we started speaking right away about how you always meet straight guys.
Always, yeah.
By the way, you're 21 minutes into this right now. There should be no question about which flag he flies. It's rainbow every day. He's like a Skittle, okay? He farts rainbows.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay, so
Skittle. I've never heard that one before.
Taste
That's
the rainbow.
great. Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know, but I've never been called a Skittle.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cute pet name.
it is, yeah. Hey, come here, man.
I should have my boy call me that. Oh, Skittle. It's like a good dog name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you dog.
I should get like a little gay dog.
I'm surprised you don't have one. So when I first met him, within 5 minutes he started telling me about how he turns all of these straight boys. And he showed me pictures of somebody like a bouncer or somebody at a club.
Oh
here.
yeah.
And,
There was he used to be a bouncer at one of the pool parties here.
Okay, and now you turned him.
Well,
Maybe turned him behind closed doors.
but yeah, behind closed doors. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And it turned into this fantastic conversation that I think this happens so much more in the gay community than what people realize.
1,000%.
Okay.
1,000%. So, I mean, I was saying this to a friend last night. I can walk into a gay bar, like, I'll go to Twist Miami, for example.
Right. One of the best places ever to
Oh,
party.
love Twist.
Yeah.
It's like, I walk in, it's like I'm a ghost. It's so crazy. Like, gay guys don't come up and talk to me. They don't hit on me. They don't, like, approach me.
Okay.
Like, if I approach
Does
them...
that give you a little bit of an insecurity complex?
It would if it wasn't the opposite, right?
Yeah.
So then, like, I can be at, let's say, SLS or Sweet Liberty or, like, anywhere, and, like, the straightest looking, acting, like, jockiest, like, frattiest guy, like, will, like, come over and talk to me, or I'll start talking to them, and before you know it, I have their number. Next thing you know, we're going for drinks the next day. Next thing you know, he's back in my room. I mean, this has
But
happened.
how does that happen?
I don't...
Who makes the first move?
It's so
So I want this to be
complicated.
educational.
Okay.
Obviously it's entertaining, these stories.
Okay.
But I want it to be educational because, I feel that a lot of people aren't true to themselves.
Yes.
They're not true to how they feel. Hello, it's 2022. You should be able to live your life and do whatever you want.
I could write a book about this. I could literally write a book about this. I've heard the most, like, crazy, like, fucked up shit.
Wow.
And I can give you, like, so many examples. But I think a big part of it is, and you're gonna love this, right?
Okay.
In college, I feel like a lot of girls experiment openly.
Yeah.
Girl on girl action.
Yeah. Girl on girl is so much more acceptable than guy on guy.
Totally. Girl
Why
on
is
girl.
that? Well, you know what? I know why it is. Because feminine energy attracts feminine energy.
Yes.
Right? And feminines are supposed to be very soft and
Yes.
smooth, but male energy, we like bang heads.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
Like, I have so many girlfriends that, like, are completely straight,
Yeah.
like, love the eggplant, okay? But in college, like, made out with each other just for fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like, something fun to do.
Why not?
I feel like the majority of, like,
Do you have those girls' numbers? I would like to meet them.
We can work something out.
Okay.
I feel like the majority of guys...
How you doing, huh? Hey, ladies, look, what day is today? Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be single by tomorrow. Keep my number.
50's never looked so good, has it?
Look, I'm 50, I look 40, and I live like I'm 30. How you doing?
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. That's actually pretty accurate for
Yeah,
you.
100%.
But yeah, I think like it's more acceptable for girls to experiment, and a lot of guys like never really get that chance to experiment. And for some reason, I guess I give off like this like approachable like energy or like again
Well,
like
you're very
vibe.
open and you talk to everybody.
I'm very open.
Yeah.
I talk to everyone. I give off more feminine energy than like masculine energy.
Right.
And like I think it like attracts a lot of these guys. I mean, so here's an example. I'll give you like 1 minute example. I was at a club. I'm going to tell it a club. That's like being generous. I was at the Nutty Irishman in Farmingdale.
Yes, of course.
Yes, not a club.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, the Nutty Irishman is exactly what you picture when you hear the word Nutty Irishman.
It's exactly,
what you picture. Yeah.
What you're picturing might even be a little better than what it is. But so I was there with...
Did an Irishman nut in you?
Oh, God, no. Well, I don't know if he was Irish.
Okay.
But
he did nut in you.
Oh, I have to get that. I didn't get there yet.
Okay, please.
So me and my girlfriend were like dancing, drinking, whatever. She started talking to this guy, right? She's like a couple years older than me. This is maybe like 4 years ago.
Okay.
So I was probably 26. She was like 28. We started talking to this guy. He said he was 22.
Okay.
And she's like, oh, you're too young for me, blah, blah, blah. She walked away. So I started talking to him. He was wearing like a fuzzy sweatshirt. And I was like feeling it, and I was like, oh my God, like I was like, you have great arms.
That was a great. By the way, I'm calling bullshit because you pulled that line on me last night when we were out for drinks. Okay.
No, I really.
And I said, yeah, I work out, and then I went and I bought my lotto tickets for Mega Millions, which I lost. But go ahead, continue.
I was like, you have great arms.
But it was a great line though because he had on a fuzzy shirt, so he had a reason to touch him.
Yeah, and then like he had a great everything actually.
Okay.
So then like while we were talking, this was 4 years ago, but we ended up at the bar having drinks. I think maybe I bought him a drink, then he bought me a drink. My friend had disappeared, right? So he was talking to her, and now I'm talking to him. We're probably an hour and a half in. My friend wanted to leave. I was like vibing with him, so I got his number.
Okay.
I got his number. We exchanged numbers. I left. Later on that night, like I drunk texted him, blah, blah, blah.
Shocking.
We went back. We went back and forth a little bit, like nothing super crazy. And then, eventually a week after, he came over. We went for lunch.
Yep.
I thought it was just going to be lunch. Long story short, we get like bombed at lunch.
Great.
He comes back to my house.
Yes.
And we're sitting on the couch, like playing vibey music. I lit a candle. I have a playlist that can make anyone fall in love with me, and I'm not kidding. I have the most vibey playlist. Like you feel
From
like
the stories you've told me, it always seems like there's music involved. In
always
how you seduce
music.
them.
Always music. Like I have like music, like a playlist that will make you feel like you're the lead in like a Netflix like romance movie.
Okay.
So
It's fascinating.
we were like on the couch listening to music, and like I'm like touching his leg, like touching his arm. And I was like, oh, take your sweatshirt off, like I want to like feel your muscles, like they're so big.
See, okay, if he was even just like, if he was 100% straight, he's in your apartment.
Yeah.
The minute that you start touching him on the couch is the minute that a straight guy's supposed to say, okay, it was great hanging out with you, glad we're friends. Because every straight guy wants to have a gay wingman.
Yeah.
There's nobody better at picking up chicks than a gay wingman.
For sure, yeah.
100%. At that point, it's like, yo, dude, thanks so much, Kyle. I'll hit you up tomorrow. And you leave.
Yeah, no, that's not what happens.
Obviously. So do continue the story.
So we like whatever, blah blah blah. I wanted to go out to the bar, and he didn't want to. He's like, let's stay in. And I was like, why? I was like, let's go out. Like, let's get more drinks, right? And then he just leans in and starts making out with me, literally on the couch.
So he made the first move.
Oh yeah,
You were the bitch in this situation.
particular kid made the first move.
Okay.
And he started making out. And he was like, that's why. And I was like, oh, so you want to stay? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, that's worthwhile to stay. So we made it on the couch for like a half hour, 45 minutes. Then I was like, do you want to go upstairs?
Half hour, 45 minutes?
Yeah. I was like, do you want to go upstairs? He's like, yeah.
And he just made out on the couch?
Yeah.
That's boring.
So, I mean,
45-minute makeout
we both
session?
got hard.
What are you, like in junior high?
So we go up, okay, and yeah.
And then you go upstairs.
And
what happens?
I mean, you could probably use your imagination, but
Were you the receiver? Or you the giver?
I was the receiver. I was on the
Okay.
receiving end
Wow.
of that.
Fantastic.
And
He just went straight for it.
oh yeah. It went straight for
Did
it.
he eat the ass?
No, I don't allow that.
What?
And that like really like weirds me out.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Why
like,
is that?
I don't know. It's like not my thing.
So let me get this straight. Having, getting
pipe.
piped
Yeah.
in your butthole doesn't weird you out.
Nah.
But somebody giving you a rim job,
Oh God, ew. Even when you say it, I like want to cringe. No, it's like not my thing. And people have asked me, and I've like been like, "Are you out of your mind? Like you couldn't pay me $1 million to do that."
you're not gay. You're not gay. You just like getting your prostate tickled. If you don't like getting your ass eaten, what are you? You're not gay.
So yeah,
We gotta butch you up a little bit.
So we have sex, right?
Okay.
Okay. It was great. It was great. He's hot as hell, and he was in the Marines, so he was like strong
For
like,
God and country.
built. Yeah, like, and then whatever.
Don't ask, don't tell.
And then like we fell asleep right together, and I woke up and he was gone. And I was like, where'd he go? Like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I texted him, and he texted me back, and he was like freaking out. And he's like, I was drunk. I can't believe I did that. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we've all been there.
I'm like, what? Okay, lo and behold, whatever. He deads me. He ghosts me. I didn't care. Like, I didn't like him that much. I thought it was kind of fucked up he did that.
Okay.
3 years later, like, so basically a year ago, right? Like, almost a year ago from, like, now.
He drunk texts you again, like late at night.
I drunk texted him late at night.
My man.
And he came
Going for it.
And he came back again. And you know what the same?
And he came again and again.
Yes. He came back, and he came back again.
Okay. He
And
came on
again.
your back.
Oh, I don't know
Oh,
if
he
it
came
was on my
inside your
back.
back, yeah.
It was somewhere.
Okay.
I don't keep track of where it goes.
Holy shit.
But yeah, he came again, both ways, and it happened again. And then I was
But
like,
now, do you know where he lives? You know who he is?
yeah, I know where he lives. I know his name and everything.
And nothing's ever happened.
Now, I've seen him out at bars, and like he acts like he doesn't know me.
Oh, see, that's not cool. He's
Not
like,
cool.
yo, what's up? What's going on?
But I walk right up to him, and I'm like, oh, like, you know, are you gonna come fuck me tonight?
No.
Like,
You say that? You try to like blow his cover?
no, I would never do that. But like, I'll say it like, you know, low. Do
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll say it low.
Like when you go in for the dab
Yeah.
and you gonna fuck me tonight?
Yeah. Oh no, I don't do a dab. I make him give me a proper hug. I don't even know how to do that dab thing. It's like always
Really?
been very confusing to me.
Okay. Dabbing's cool. Like this. Go like this, and then you. There you go. That's the dab.
That's the
man.
dab,
Yeah,
that's the dab.
dab. Yeah. Can't believe I'm 50. You're 30. I'm teaching you how to dab. The hell is going on here?
But yeah, I just feel like that's like weird. Do you know what I mean? And that was like a very like casual thing. Like I've had like long-term relationships, like in love, like what I was telling you last night.
Yeah.
Like in love with guys who are in love with me that identify as straight.
Why? Okay. Why do you want to be in a relationship?
I would love to be in a relationship. Yeah.
So why do you keep on falling in love with straight men who don't want to live their life the way that they want?
It's not really like a choice. Like it's not like you can't help who you fall in love with. You know what I mean?
Right.
So obviously, I would rather fall in love with someone who is like open. But I mean, it's crazy. Like the universe just like guides you to meet like who you're destined to meet. And some of them I've stayed good friends with them. But
Wow. What time is your flight?
what time is it now?
It is 12:09.
1:45.
Okay, so we're gonna have to wrap
I
this
already
up.
checked in. I'm good.
Okay. So let's try to wrap this up a little bit because we gotta, you know, I mean we're going for over a half hour now.
Yeah.
I mean I gotta talk to you for 2 hours.
Oh my God, this is just the beginning.
This is the beginning. Just the tip. This is just the tip, ladies.
Oh
and
my
gents.
God, there are so many good ones. Just the tip. So we should name every episode.
Yes, of
right? So we're
course.
calling it Cock and Cocktails.
Yes.
And this is the pilot, just the tip.
Just the tip.
Love it.
Boom. I love it.
We design a nice logo.
Yeah. Like it has to be like phalanx shaped.
Yeah,
Like
for-
subliminal message.
Yeah, like a Fallon-shaped cocktail.
Yes. Oh yeah. So it has to be like a cocktail, like an up glass with like a straw sticking out of it that has like a knob on the end of it.
Oh, perfect.
And maybe 2 olives in the bottom of the martini.
Oh my God, love it. Done.
yeah.
Say less.
Say less.
Any graphic designers, hit us up.
Yeah. So what's next for you? When are you coming back to Miami?
People keep asking me that, and it's basically like whenever. I'm definitely back for Epic Talks. I'm definitely going to be back.
Are you joining the inner circle?
Yes, I am.
You'll love it.
I'm definitely going to be back for the big yacht party.
Yeah. But you know what happens? Okay, so Epic Talks is great, but there's so many people that it's hard to really, unless you just happen to start talking to the person that's the right person for
Yeah.
you. When you're in the inner circle, you're around like 10 or 15 people they're all about like, hey, how can I help you?
Yeah, I love that.
And they're all like super successful in what we do.
I love that.
You know?
That's
Or if they're
awesome.
not super successful, they have the structure in place to be super successful. They're just one person away from becoming
For
super
sure.
successful.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I'll be here for that. Like I said, I'm negotiating with the Mondrian, so I
Yeah.
might have to fly back down for that.
Always
And-
a good reason to fly down.
I mean, it's a 2.5-hour flight.
yeah.
Like I bop here all the time.
Right.
So
Let's do it.
let's do it.
All right. So this was just the tip
Just the tip.
Cocks
of
and cocktails.
Cocks and cocktails. Yes.
with my guy Kyle Savage, who apparently is a savage when he goes out and converts straight men into doing.
Well, I don't know if they're actually straight. I think they're closeted.
They're living.
They're secret gay.
Yeah, they're living
Secret gay.
they're living a straight life. But
Yes.
interesting.
They're gay boys
But
trapped
see,
in a straight man's world.
This is what we're going to talk about in the next time we get together. There is, how do I explain this? Most guys I know who are in the closet, they don't like being the top.
Yeah.
Because they, if you're having sex with a girl, you're doing basically the same thing as having sex with a guy.
Yeah.
Right? You're sticking something in. Most guys I know who are straight, they're bottoms.
Yeah.
Which we're going to talk about on the next episode.
Love that. Love
All
that.
right? Awesome. I love it.
Okay, Ronnie G, the one and only.
There we go. See, this is why I keep him around.
It's
does
definitely
wonders,
Miami.
Yeah, does wonders for my ego.